Hey everyone, my name is Angie Norris and welcome to my YouTube channel, Angie's Book Adventures. And tonight I'm going to be doing a book review on a new release book that came out the end of January 21st. I read this book the first week of February as I was recuperating from surgery. Well, actually I did start it on January 29th. So it took me over a week to read this book, Onyx Storm. So I'm just going to start off the bat and say that my opinion is probably not the most popular opinion, but I didn't like this book. I am giving it a 3-star out of a 5, and that's being generous. I'm very serious. I am not typically a person that likes fantasy or would pick up a fantasy book, but I wanted to kind of expand my horizons. So last summer, I heard someone talking about Fourth Wing, the Empyrean series, and that there were 2 books out in the series so far, and a 3rd one was coming out in January. So I thought, okay, well, I'll read the first one. They said, even if you've never read fantasy, you will really like this book. So I bought Fourth Wing, I think it was June of last year, and read it, and I did. I absolutely loved it. I was captured in, I was pulled in by the story, and I mean, none of it is real, of course, because people don't really ride dragons, but I thought it was an interesting storyline, and I enjoyed it. So I then went on and bought the second book, Iron Flame, and read that. And I enjoyed that one as well. I did not think it was as good as Fourth Wing. So I decided I was going to sign up and pre-order the 3rd book, which was Onyx Storm, which came out January 21st. So I got it on January 21st, but I was having surgery on January 27th, and I was finishing up another book. So I did not start reading this book until I came home from the hospital. And the surgery that I had, I was out of work for 4 weeks. I have 1 more week. So I've had lots of time to read. And I felt like, you know, this would be a book that I would get through pretty quickly. Now, if you're not familiar, it does have 527 pages. So it's a chunky book. And I was hoping that it was going to be a pretty quick read. It was not. Now, the first few days that I came home from the hospital, I was on pain medication. And so I would sit down to read, and I would read 2 or 3 chapters, and I just would get very sleepy. So I am going to attribute a little bit of that to it, or I thought I would to start with. I kind of was like, well, maybe it's just because I'm just getting sleepy and this book is not holding my attention. But no, it did not get better. There was never anything that pulled me into this book. Now, in hindsight, I have learned that a lot of fantasy books, or authors who write fantasy books, write them in series. And I can tell you, I'm not a fan of series. Because I think that the author, especially in this book, has taken 527 pages to tell a story that could have been told in half that time. There were, and this is going to have spoilers, guys, so if you don't want to listen to this, cut the video off. There was a major battle, but it wasn't until the end. The 2 main characters, Violet and Xaden, and anyone who has read Fourth Wing or Iron Flame, that is not a spoiler. You know who the 2 main characters are. They're in a romantic relationship. They're trying to save their country. And this book was just a series of them going around to different countries trying to find something. I'll leave it at that. And it was kind of dull. It really was. And so much that, and I didn't like the ending. I really didn't like how it ended. And I know that the cliffhanger was there because there's another book coming out. In fact, I think there's 2 more coming out. And so I know this is not a popular opinion among people who are fantasy lovers and who are Fourth Wing lovers, but there's a big difference between Fourth Wing and Onyx Storm. And I am rating this a 3-star, and I didn't enjoy this, and I'm seriously thinking about not spending money to buy the rest of the books. I just don't think I'm interested in reading any more of the series. It was that bad for me. So 3-star. If you think differently or if you agree with me, I would love for you to drop a comment below if you've read this book and tell me what your thoughts were about it. Have a great day.